Right. So, what is refraction? Well, basically, in fact, What would happen if I Googled refraction? Let's see if it gives me. What does it show me if I Google refraction? Okay, so we can see light is bending direction. We've got this kind of like weird sort of pattern things happening with things in water. Like the pencil looks like it's all broken in half or bent or something like this. So yeah, basically it is. Well, this simulation calls it bending light, but the examiners really don't like you to say the light is bending, and the reason for that, I guess, is because light isn't a solid thing. It's not like a stick that you're bending or something. It's light is a wave. You can't bend a wave. So the light, rather than saying bending, we say it changes direction. Okay, so it doesn't bend; it changes direction. Now, what's happening then? We've got a ray of light is coming from this laser, red light coming from this laser, and it's going from air into glass. Okay, and we know that when we look at glass, we get some reflection. So we know that light reflects off glass also. So we're going to get some light. We can see through glass, so we know that light goes through glass, and we also can see our reflection in glass, so we know that light is also reflected off glass. So some goes through, some gets reflected. But when it does go through, it doesn't go through straight. It changes direction here. Okay. Now we want to learn a few keywords here. The place in which the wave is traveling is known as the medium. Okay. So we can say initially the medium is air. Okay, so the medium here is air, and over here the medium is glass. There's a lot of keywords in the topic of waves, which is a bit confusing because you've got words like medium, and another word which I'm going to label in a moment is normal. So these medium and hang on a second, I'm distracting myself. That's glass. So medium and normal are adjectives normally, aren't they? But here I'm using them as a noun because I'm saying the medium is air. The medium is glass. The normal, again, the normal is this dotted line. Okay, I'm not saying this dotted line is normal. I'm saying this dotted line is the normal. Okay, it's the name that we give to this dotted line. So what's so special about this dotted line? I always draw it where the ray of light or any wave is changing mediums. It's changing from air to glass, and I draw it at the point it does that. And I always draw it at right angle to this line here. So this is the line where it changes from one to another. So we draw it at that point and right angles to this line here. We can refer to this line. I think this is the official word, interface. So the interface is where it changes from one into another, and it's right angles to that. So we've got from the medium from air to the medium of glass, and it changes direction. changes direction. Now, if we look click on this thing down here, angles, it tells us that's 45 degrees and that's 45 degrees. This is actually teaching us another part of the waves topic. This, we need to get an angle here. Let's pick a thinner pen. This angle here is known as the angle of incidence. We could also call it the incident angle of incidence, or the incident angle. Okay, and this one's a bit easier. It's the angle of reflection. Okay. And this one here, well, the ray has been refracted because we're learning about refraction. So guess what this is? It's going to be the angle of refraction. Okay. So, distracting myself again. These two angles up here, this is from a different part of the waves topic. That is that the angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of reflection. And that is known as the law of reflection. Okay. We're not looking at that right now, but as it came up, I thought I'd mention it. Now, if you notice, hang on, let's get some water. If you notice if I didn't have a change in medium, what would we get different? In fact, I'm going to pause the video and see if you can tell me what would be different, and then I'll find out. So yeah, if I went from air to air like this, of course we don't get a reflection and we don't get any refraction, because we know that light, generally speaking, travels in a straight line. And so if it goes from air to air, and no, the medium has not changed, and we don't just get these random reflections off mid-air, do we? So now that's incorrect now, though, so I need to move that back to there. Hang on, let's try that again. Right, so I don't know if that's right. Let's just click glass. There we go. So that's a brief summary of refraction. So I'll stop the video there.